Our kitchen floor hasn't been cleaned in weeks. And when I say clean, I mean mopping and sweeping. I can't believe the amount of dog hair that I swept up. I'm still honestly a little bit surprised. Also, I cannot believe what I saw. And what's even crazier is I got it on camera. If you're new here with your realistic cleaning with 15 dogs, that's your cup of tea or coffee, then stay a while. Let's be friends, honey. I have the lawnmower sitting in my kitchen, so that's why there's a piece of grass here. Fun fact, when I was a kid, the time the grass was mowed, I used to play in it. You know, the leftover grass. Did anybody else do that, or was it just me? I love animals, so if you have any type of animals, what animals do you have? We currently have 14 Great Danes and 1 Doberman. The dustpan wasn't in my eyesight, so I had to do what I had to do. Little dirt never hurt nobody. And eventually it just made me mad, so I wiped it away. Now it's time for the fun part, the mopping. Fun fact, I got this Osetter mop back in July, and I still haven't bought new mop heads for it. The internet doesn't faze me, so you can call me what you want, but you can literally just pop this in the washing machine. Of course, while I was mopping, I had Rod's new album on, and Enzo never lays like that, so I thought it was pretty weird. The spot that I touched earlier in the video was leaking trash. I had somebody tell me the other day that I add water to it to make it lighter. And all I have to say is, ain't nobody got time for that. I'd rather show you realistically what my house looks like. Because as I always say, ain't no shame in my game. And of course, there's always the ones that says stop normalizing filth. Guys, realistic doesn't always have to be filthy. And as I always say, if it's your cup of tea or coffee, then stay a while. However, if it's not your cup of tea or coffee, then don't drink it. In all honesty, I hated seeing so much aesthetic videos. I'd rather see what your house really looks like. I mentioned this in one of our other videos. I heard a quote the other day, and it said, when we live somewhere we don't want to live, we stop caring about it. And I felt that. Our house never used to look like this, by the way. Stopped caring about it maybe a year ago. Back then I used to have a schedule. I used to dust every week, that sort of thing. As soon as we started looking at different houses is when I stopped caring about this one. Because honey, we was on Zillow like every other day. Like I've mentioned before, the plan is bigger. The main thing is land for the dogs. We want to have big enough land to where we can throw a ball and it not go over the fence. This is a 2-story house, but we feel so squished here. But yeah, like I said, the plan is bigger. Yeah, I used a scented mop soap in this video, and my kitchen smelled like I just did a fresh load of laundry. Oh yeah, like I said, I haven't changed my mop head out yet. You'll see here in a second, but is that why it's turning green? Shoo-wee, honey. Anyways, we're almost to the last water dump. If you mop until the water runs clear, how many water dumps does it normally take you? I guess for me, it depends on how long I let it sit there. Now we have a brand spanking new kitchen. Honey. That was a little cringe, not gonna lie. Anyway, so when I had filmed this, it had recently rained. So there's just mud splatters all over my kitchen. You know how I mopped the dishwasher earlier? It actually turned out really good. I'll eventually clean these things off, but it's probably not gonna be anytime soon. Even though it literally takes 2 minutes. If I feel motivated, I might. Did y'all see that dishwasher though? Professional cleaner who? But anyways, I hope everybody has a possum day. And yes, I mean a dog paw, not a possum.